guys, welcome to the Pink Room Unplugged. I'm Mia.
I'm Amber.
And we're back.
Yep. Doing a solo episode. I really liked the last one we did, so I'm glad to be doing another one.
Yeah, the last one we did was really hard to edit because it was so good. We tried to take things out, but it was like, you guys got an hour-long episode because we couldn't do it. But yeah, I missed the last episode.
Oh, yeah. I think this episode might post, like, it'll be that episode that you weren't on, the Valentine's Day one, another one, and then this one, right? Probably.
Oh, no, I thought we were doing this one and then the other ones.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless, the last episode I recorded by myself.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm glad we're doing this together, honestly, because that episode, like, it was really, really good episode. I'm really proud of it, like, but there is nothing like having another person to share the work with.
Yeah.
And
life be life, bro.
Yeah.
I had to take a little breath of air.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, so I, on top of everything else I have going on, my aunt passed. Amber knew that. Yeah. But my aunt passed last week, so I've been kind of trying to, I don't know, I've been trying to do things, like, continue on with, like, work and, like, stuff like that, but it's been hard, bro, because, like, it's just, like, losing someone. I don't know. I didn't lose anybody last year, so I just kind of, like, I guess wasn't used to the feeling, for real. And then when it happened, I was just like, dang. I don't know. It's such a weird feeling. Like, death is, like, hard to deal with or talk about, but I had taken, like, some time off of work yesterday and, like, last week, like, a day last week. But it was just, like, on top of, like, everything else, like, work. This life has been whooping my ass lately. Yeah.
And, yeah, grief is hard.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. Like, I feel like we don't, like, our society, like, we don't talk about death, really. It's kind of, like, this, like, topic that we don't, like, touch too much. And it's just so weird because, like, we all, like, are going to experience it firsthand. But then, like, we all experience, like, losing someone. Right. And it's so hard to navigate because we don't, like, know. Like, we don't talk about it enough to, like, know how it's supposed to feel or, like, what we're supposed to do or, like, how to go on or, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It just feels like, I don't know, because it could be, like, even, because this is not, like, an immediate aunt, I guess you could say, but definitely somebody that, like, I grew up with and, like, was at their house a lot and, like, kept in contact with, like, when I would go to, like, Virginia and stuff, like, definitely that sort of thing. So I guess it just feels weird to, like, not, like, for a person not to, like,
not to be there,
exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
it's that, that just gave me a really weird feeling.
Right, because it's like, now every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, that person is not here anymore. It's just so weird. And then it makes you think about all the other people like that in your life that have, like, passed. And it's like, what just happened? That passed. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, it's one of those things that unfortunately, like, you will never get used to.
Yeah.
Which is just, it just sucks. Because there's no way to really adjust. But gotta get stronger with your faith, I guess.
I do think that, like, having some sort of spiritual practice or just having some sort of, like, believing that there's something after this life and, like, connecting to that is helpful when someone passes on. Because if not, then it's just, like, they're just gone.
Yeah, it's like, who do you look to, like, get you through, I guess, like, hard times? Which is why I'm glad that I have, like, before this happened, like, I took a deeper connection with, like, my faith and, like, took it, like, more seriously, because I feel like having something to, I guess, just be, like, rooted in, like you said, like, just having something to ground you and bring you back. And for me personally, just, like, obviously knowing that, you know, first of all, the person's probably in a better place, and then just knowing that like things like happen for a reason, and like God wouldn't put you through something that you couldn't handle. I don't think it's like what, I don't know, just like something I've been like kind of thinking about. I've been trying to connect with God every day since, but yeah, I don't know, but it's been weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then it's just like it just is bringing me, I don't know if you noticed this, but like I've just been super unmotivated. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just kind of like lax about everything, which I'm normally not. But I'm just like for
Like
even
for
today.
how long?
I don't know, just like since it happened. I've just been like super like when I was like, we don't even have to film today. Like
Yeah.
we could do it another day. I'm just like, no, I need to film today because if I keep putting it off, we're gonna be backed up. But yeah, I've just been like super, I don't know, unmotivated. I haven't had like really any energy to do much. So
Have you taken time to like be
yeah,
with yourself and really like sit with what's going on?
Yeah, I think it's probably just gonna take more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I've been trying. I've been pretty consistent in the gym. I've been in the gym all week, because I feel like that's helping me a lot more now. Which is typically like if something happens or if I go through something, I typically kind of like shut off from the world and I'll get like back in the gym and like do stuff like to just try to help me feel better. Which is why I deleted social media again. Surprise, surprise. But deleted that again. So I don't know. Hopefully it helps, but I think I'm just probably it's gonna come with time.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about like grief, or the thing about losing someone is like you said, it brings up like all your other losses, and so sometimes it could just kind of feels like compounded grief. I don't know if you're experiencing that, but I know when I lost my grandma last year, like it just brought up, like our line sister and
right.
my cousin and just like so much. It just brings so much up that I feel like sometimes I'm really good at like repressing things. So I don't know if you experienced that, but
yeah, I mean, the thing is like our line sister is like 2021, but 2020, it was like 2020 was probably the worst year for death for me because it was like things were back to back. Like I lost like a childhood friend. His name was Jordan, and I lost him in 2020, like beginning. And then in March, I lost my grandma. And then either shortly before, I think it was shortly after that, my cousin's grandpa died. So it was like a bunch of things like happening back to back to back to back. So I'm hoping that's not the case here. But that's kind of like how 2020 started. So it kind of just like brings up like a lot of feelings that I don't want to feel. So
do you get like anxiety at all? Because you just said you hope that's not gonna happen now. Does that like,
it's not like
did it bring up any like anxiety that like, oh, is this like the start of a domino effect again?
I actually have not thought about that until now.
So sorry.
No, like like me bringing up the 2020 thing.
Oh, okay.
Like I have not thought about that until now. Like that was a pattern in a series of things that happen. So no, then I'm hoping not.
Yeah.
But I do get anxious about other things, so hopefully that's not the case. But I think that, I don't know. I'm praying that does not happen again. I don't think it's gonna worry me too much. But it's definitely like in the back of my mind, I guess. But I don't think it's gonna like bother me every day.
That's another thing that's like what I have found helpful about like just feeling connected spiritually is like, because if not, it's like the person is gone. You know that feeling like when you lose someone and it's like, wow, they're gone. Like I'll never see them again. I'll never talk to them again. I think when you like believe that they're not fully gone, like they are somewhere, even if it's not here, it like helps with like feeling like, okay, I can still connect to them, or like, you know what I mean, like they're not fully gone because I believe they're still here somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like angels watching over me, I guess. That's the type of feeling that I have. So I'm like, I know, like in my mind, I don't know if this is how it works, but obviously we'll never know this, but
well,
I feel like I'm kind of just like,
someday.
I mean, we will someday, but for right now, but it kind of feels like I'm walking around and like these people are like watching me, like watching over me. Because I lost, because I lost my mom's mom like at a very young age, like when I was like 3 or 4. So I don't necessarily remember it, but I remember I know my sister was like super close with her. And me and my sister are 6 years apart, so she obviously remembers. And like when my sister was born, my mom was still in college, so my sister spent a lot of time with my mom's mom. Yeah. So when that particular topic gets brought up, I know my sister like feels like a really, I don't know, a certain way about it. She used to like, I think she used to wear like her name around her neck or something like that, but it was a feeling I couldn't connect to because it's like I was so young. I don't remember like that happening. But my aunt was my grandma's sister, so the one that just passed. Right. So it helps me, it makes me feel better that they are back together again. So yeah. And then I had like her, because my grandma's brother had passed too. He's up there now. Her other sister had passed too. They're all basically reunited. So
I find like feelings like that like bring like a little bit more peace to the situation,
right?
Because I don't know, like I just I'm just glad that I believed in something before I have like really dealt with like losing people. Because there was a point in time where I like did not believe that there was anything after this life. And luckily I hadn't lost anyone during that period of time. And looking back, like I'm just now thinking about that right now, like I'm glad, because there just is like so much peace comes with feeling like that person is still somewhere and like they're with all the other people that exactly just like you said.
Exactly, yeah, it does feel like that. But I also think like the way I deal with things, I tend to kind of just like try to distract myself. So
what have you been doing lately to distract yourself other than the gym?
I hung out with my friends a lot this weekend. It was one of my friends' birthdays, so we had all like watched the UNC Duke game. That was fun. I think I needed that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I would have just sat at home and like, because that was what I planned on doing. I was sitting at home all weekend and not doing anything. And then one of my friends, LaTwan, shout out LaTwan, she came to Charlotte and she was basically like, you need to go out. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm only going out because it was your birthday. Because it was her birthday not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So I was like, I'll go out for your birthday or whatever. But it was a good decision. I feel like I really made a good decision because I had fun. Yeah. So that's, I mean, it doesn't distract from that much, but it helped at least for the moment. And then I went to church on Sunday.
How was that?
It was good. I think I needed that too. And it made me feel better because, like, from posting church a lot, my friends have, like, been wanting to come.
With you?
So they reached out, and actually Joe is coming with me on Sunday, and Messiah and Eb.
Oh, that's cute. This Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday?
Yep. So, yeah, we're going to do that, and then, yeah, we're gonna say the Eagles gonna win.
Girl.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts.
I have to say something so embarrassing right now.
What?
I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl.
The Eagles and the Chiefs, honey.
Oh. That's funny. Actually, yesterday I was in the sauna with Nandi at the Y. She, like, shout out to her. Yesterday I was down so bad.
You went to the gym?
Yesterday? I didn't work out. We just went to the sauna. But, like, yeah, yesterday, for context, for all the YouTube watchers, I am on the second day of my period, and it is not fun.
Exactly. Those who know.
Yesterday was the first day, which was even less fun than today.
My second day is always the worst.
Really? My first day, it's like the day before the first day, like, yeah. The first day is the worst, always, for me. But the day before and the second day are, like, equally just as bad as each other. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
But they're also bad. Like, today, though, but honestly, okay, I was just going to say, in the sauna, I heard a guy talking about the Super Bowl, and I did hear Eagles. So maybe I actually did know who was playing.
Anyways, one team?
Well,
Yeah.
the Panthers aren't in it. That's all I need
They'll
to know.
never be.
They have been, though.
I said never be again.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
It's weird to hate.
They're
Weird to hate
better.
on the city you live in, but okay.
I'm not from here, honey. Shout out to the Commanders. They almost made it.
Who's that?
Don't play with me right now. The Redskins.
Oh.
They're
they're the
now.
Commanders now? Y'all,
Hey.
I've been overseas.
You have. That's facts. They played the Eagles in the playoffs and they lost. So they.
Are you a Redskin or a Commanders fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Shout out Jaden Daniels.
So I'm thinking in my head, how are we gonna pivot from this? Because I really don't care to talk about
Talk about football. That's kidding.
It's not what this
Well, I was
podcast
gonna say we
is
can go
about.
into a deep dive about the Panthers now.
No, thank you. But yeah, this period is actually not so bad. I've had some terrible periods. Like, if I don't throw up or pass out, then I'm like, okay.
I know. When you told me that, I was like, ooh.
Or like debilitating cramps. Like, I've been able to, I mean, yesterday I had to take medicine. I was really trying not to this period because my friend inspired me to not take medicine. But yeah, my period yesterday, I had to. My cramps yesterday, I had to take something. Usually though, I take like 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen.
I used to do that.
And yesterday I only took 400 2 times, but like separated.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'd be popping 4 at a time.
Girl, I'd be like, please stop this. But yeah, all that to say is this period is not too bad. I think it's because I have been making a real intentional effort to live a better life here, because my first period here, like my first, like after I had my first cycle. So like for context, I just moved back from Spain in October. So like, yeah, that period was like the worst I had had since like for like a year. It was so bad. And I know
Did you pass out?
I didn't pass out, but the last time I passed out on my period was a couple years ago. So that's why I said in the last year. It was the worst.
Because I was say, was that when you were like in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Oh.
When I was like here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like I was like, y'all, oh my God. Shout out to my sister. I was literally like naked in the bathtub dying, and like all I could do was like call my sister and like put the phone on the toilet, and I was just screaming like, please help me, because my sister lives next door. And I just had like the water on me, like I was like, please help me, I'm literally dying.
Was that after you took medicine?
Yeah, I had 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen in me.
Yikes.
And I was dying. It was so bad, Mia. I was like thinking to myself, should I get my sister to take me to the emergency room? But then I just was like, girl, it's your period. Like,
yeah,
there's no point in going to the emergency room.
Right.
It's just your period. But it was so bad that I was convincing myself that something else is happening.
Yeah. Dang, I've never had a period that bad.
Oh my
Thank
God.
God. But like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine. Because I be feel like I'm dying when in reality, shit, my shit probably smooth compared to yours.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that actual period, like, literally was like, it was like a wake-up call. Like, there were so many things.
Were you eating bad?
Up until that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like, that was my first, like, full, like, menstrual cycle, like, the full cycle in America. And I think that's why it was so bad.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, I'm used to, like, coming here for a short amount of time, eating everything I want to eat, and then going back to Spain and being fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I got here, I was like, I want Bojangles, I want Zaxby's, I want Krispy Kreme, I want all this stuff that I don't ever get.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was still available to me, so I was still like, yeah, I still want it. So I was still eating, like, everything I wanted to eat.
Yeah.
I wasn't moving as much because, you know, in Spain, we walk everywhere.
Right.
Or they walk everywhere. And, you know, here it's not the same.
Yeah.
So that period, I was, like, after that period, I was like, okay, you have to create the lifestyle you want to live because this is just not doing it.
Facts. Yeah.
I'm just like thinking about life. I'm like, why do we live the lives we live? Why can't I just go sit in a forest and just be in my blanket like this in a forest?
It's so hard. I don't even know. Like, it's so hard because you just want to say, I mean, what are we going to do? Like, we have to, like, push through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, damn, I really don't be want to do like half the shit I gotta do most times. But I'm like, shit, what, like, you gotta think about, I guess, the reward in the end. Like,
yeah, I've been reading about our brain chemicals, like dopamine and serotonin and whatever. And dopamine is like the chemical that makes us like motivated to do things and like happy to do things. And I am like reading about how our phones are like completely destroying the dopamine in our brain.
that could be true.
Yeah. And like I think that's also a reason why, honestly, like the fact that we're here right now and it's the second day of my period, and like honestly, I don't even, if I was you, I wouldn't have even been here right now. But any other period, like I would have definitely been like, nah, Mia, we can't do this today. Like I'm not gonna be able to do this. But like the past few weeks, I've been minimizing how much I use my phone, especially in the morning when I wake up. And I have like, there's like a notable difference of my like willpower to like do things. And
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok, so I've been off of TikTok. Like, I get on my iPad, but it's not the same. Like, it's not, like, easily accessible. Like, I gotta sit down and, like, I gotta pillow this thing out and I gotta scroll like this. Like, that's a lot. So I feel like I've been using since I've been off Instagram, I've been using my phone and, like, devices a lot less. But, like, I still sit at a computer all day. Yeah. So it's like, does it really help? But I guess it's limited because I'm not doing all three of those things anymore. But I definitely was doing... like, I don't know. I definitely was on TikTok a lot, though. Yeah. And I've been, like, off of YouTube lately. I don't know. I've just been...
like, YouTube videos or YouTube shorts or...
YouTube videos, because I just feel... I don't know where my time is going now. Maybe the gym. But because I've been back in the gym, it's, like, taking a lot of my time. Plus, I'm not eating out, so I'm having to, like, cook. Like, all day. Well, not all day.
Do you cook every day, or do you, like, cook batch
I cook, like,
style?
every other day. Because I don't like meal prep. Unpopular opinion. I don't like meal prep.
Like you don't like eating leftovers?
I don't like eating leftovers, and I don't like eating the same thing every day. So what I think I'm going to start doing is, like, buy, like, meats and kind of pair them with different things. Oh, okay. But, so I don't know if other people get this, but sometimes things be tasting like fridge. Like, if I leave it in there for, like, 3-4 days, it be tasting like fridge. I'm like, oh, no, this got to go.
I'm crying. When you heat it up?
Yeah, even after I
people
heat it up,
do.
it tastes like
No,
fridge.
You're not. That's not an unpopular opinion.
Or like freezer, like when you leave something in the freezer too long, it tastes like freezer. Like freezer burn is a thing. I mean, is that?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Is that on food though?
Freezer burn? Yeah.
Yeah. So like that, I can't stand that taste. Or like ice has that taste sometimes. Hell no. That's a no from me.
I like cannot think of the taste, but
it's like I can't describe the taste.
Yeah,
it just tastes like freezer. Like it literally tastes like freezer or fridge.
Let me ask you, how often are you getting outside?
Not often. That's probably my
that issue. Also game changer. I don't. Okay, hold on. I always think it's so funny when like we talk about the simplest things, like it's like groundbreaking. Like, have you been outside?
Like
if you're in nature, it is amazing. Like, it's like, okay.
No, I don't go outside often.
I think we're really like forgetting, like as humans, like the things that we're supposed to do.
But it's like, when do I get outside? Because I mean, I work from 9 to 5, and then after that, by the time I get home, it's dark now.
Okay, let me tell you my new morning routine.
But in the mornings, I go to Starbucks. It's from 7 to 9.
Okay. Well, when you are no longer... because that's temporary.
Yeah. 3 more weeks. And I'll be done.
I have literally been just... when I wake up, I'm like, okay, make my bed. I do, like, breath work, meditation, okay, a little bit. And then I go outside for a walk, literally just around the block, before I ever touch my phone. This might not be safe. My sister told me I should...
You don't take your phone with you?
I don't.
Okay.
You definitely could, though.
You should take your phone. But I wouldn't look at it, but you could take it. You don't listen to music?
I don't do nothing. No, I just walk. It's literally just me. Sometimes I don't even have a bra on. I put a jacket on.
They're probably like, what the hell is she doing?
No, honestly, like sometimes I'll walk and there'll be someone and I'm like, oh my God. They're probably like, who is this girl?
They're probably like,
but
what's you got going on?
I'm telling you, like, this has literally, like, changed my days throughout every day since I've been doing this.
Yeah, I feel like that would help. I definitely need to get, like, more time, like, in the next 3 weeks. I probably should do that. Because, I mean, where we live, and I will tell y'all where we live. It's walkable. It's a walkable place.
Very walkable. So I feel
like, yeah. I get scared, though, that I'm going to see somebody I know. Like, I don't want them to see me.
Why?
I don't know. Just, like, I don't know. I feel awkward, like, when someone sees me and I don't see them. You never had that happen?
When someone sees you and you don't see them?
Mm-hmm.
And,
it's like anybody can see me, because...
Are they like, hey, Mia? Or are they like, y'all just keep walking, don't see me?
No, just keep walking.
That to me is like...
It depends on the person, though.
Yeah.
It depends on the person, but...
Who are you going to see over here?
I just see, like...
In the morning?
I don't know. I see people we went to school with sometimes.
Over here? Over where you live?
Yes. Girl, yes.
Oh.
All in that area.
Yeah, but the crack of dawn. They live over there?
I don't know where they live.
They probably don't live over there.
No.
Because, you know, you live in a popular place to, like, go out at.
I'm going to go out with a ski mask.
I need to start doing more of the hobbies that I used to do in Spain.
What were those?
Like aerial silks and pole dance and stuff. Like,
you need to get ClassPass.
Oh, what's that?
ClassPass?
Is that an app?
Yeah. I'm not... Look, free promo. But ClassPass is like the... So you could try it for free for 30 days. And it'll give you like 25 like little tokens or coins or whatever. But they're in partnership with a bunch of like things like that around here. So like you can try an aerial silks class. You can try yoga, cycling. They have solid core on there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then after that it's like $60 a month. But you can try it for free for 30 days.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pole studio that I really like here, it used to be like 20-minute drive from me, but they just moved and it's literally a 30-minute walk.
Oh.
From here. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting a membership there and then just walking and doing that, because whenever I have like a hobby, whenever I'm like doing something fun, I don't know, there's just like hobbies, like I will die on this hill of like hobbies will make your life so much better.
That's how I feel about this though.
About the gym?
No, about like
the podcast.
The podcast. Like I feel like this is a hobby that I actually
enjoy.
Hobby?
That's fair.
Yeah, this is like a hobby. Does it not?
Yeah, I guess
yeah,
so.
It's like I needed something else to do because I couldn't find a hobby I like. First of all, I was like, oh, I need to find a hobby. Let me try to crochet. Oh my gosh. Crocheting is hard. I tried to... Bro, you don't know how many times I tried to teach myself. I got like the one like stitch across.
You should try sewing. Or not sewing. What's the other one?
Knitting.
I know how to knit. Easier.
I know how to knit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
because I picked that up as a hobby.
The thing is, this is like a fun fact. I've known how to knit since I was like 6 or 7. No,
really?
Not 6. Probably 7 or 8.
Why?
Because I used to go to an after school. It's called ACES. So it used to be like, you know, your parents work till 5, so the school provides like an after school program or whatever. So me and my brother used to be in ACES, and so each class, like, you would be with a different teacher. I had this teacher. Her name was Miss Atlas. She was older lady. She was probably about 80, about 75, 80. But she used to have us in there. She used to be like, all right, y'all, we gonna knit. They would bring. She was like, okay, tell your parents to bring your yarn and your needles because I'm gonna teach you how to knit. Girl, I was up in there knitting scarves, hats. Like,
wow, really?
Bro, that's a fun fact. No.
Jalen was there doing it with you?
He was in a different, because age. It's by grade. So I think mine was like 4th. Yeah, so I was probably like 8 or 9, because I think it was like 4th or 3rd grade. But anyway, I used to have these like teal little
that's so cute.
Little needles. I used to be up in there knitting a storm. I used to knit like really like.
That is so cute.
But then I stopped. Because it used to be like my hobby. Like my mom used to buy me all types of like yarn.
Up until how old were you when you stopped?
Probably like high school.
Wow.
Yeah, but I used to have like I started cheering way before that. But cheering in high school is different than middle school. Like it just took up a lot of the life. But also I started working in high school, so I was working cheering.
Less time, you're like,
yeah. So I just didn't have time. I just
that seems like such a good, like, instead of reading before bed, like a little bedtime, make yourself fall asleep type of
I thought
hobby.
it was lame. I ain't gonna lie.
That's fair. That's why I asked you why'd you stop, because I feel like when you're a teenager, it's like, what the fuck
do you know how to knit for?
Why am I knitting? It's I
used to be embarrassed. I'm like, I don't want to tell people I know how to knit.
I hate embarrassment. I hate how embarrassed I was of so many things growing up.
But it's so cool like, now because I'm like, dang, I'm telling people I know how to knit, and they're probably like, you know how to knit? Yeah.
It's so random. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever we're young, I don't know, I guess any age, honestly, I just hate how easy it is to be, like, embarrassed by things, because it just keeps you from, like, doing what you want to do.
But that's just, I mean, honestly, that's just age.
Yeah, it's
like,
just growing.
When you're a teenager, bro, why the fuck do you know how to knit? Like, they're gonna be like, you lame, you old as hell. Like, it's gonna be things that you probably knew how to do and people just thought were lame. Like, when back then, at least. So,
but even now, I feel like people experience embarrassment a lot at this age as well. Just with different things. Like, I mean, obviously you're corny if you're making fun of someone for knitting. But like, you know, people get really embarrassed about, like, you know, like posting on social media or like doing things they want to, like, even us doing this podcast. Like, I'm sure there's so many people that want to start a podcast but are embarrassed to do it.
You know what I mean? I was that same person. I feel like I get easily embarrassed though by like things that probably people don't even like think about.
Yeah.
So
do you feel like you judge yourself a lot in your head?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But it stops me from doing things. Like,
yeah.
I normally, like, I don't even post on my main story often. Like, I get uncomfortable when I post on my main story. So I normally post on my close friends. So it kind of looks like I'm not on social media, but I am. I just don't post on my main story. But like, even like.
But why is that? Is it because you have like followers that you don't really know, or like? Why is that?
I just feel safe. I don't know. I just low key, as weird as it sounds, I just feel safer in my close friends. Like, I feel safer just talking to
that makes sense.
My 60 close friends rather than talking to
thousands of people,
3,000, 4,000 people every day. And especially because Instagram's algorithm is so strange. It'll, like, one day you'll have a post or on your story that's like 200 viewers, 300, whatever, 400, whatever. Actually, my average, like, if I'm posting something, my average typically is about like 600, 500. But I'll have like one random ass post I post one day and it'll be like 1,300. And I'm
really?
Like, yeah, 1,300, 1,400. And I'm like, for what? That makes me nervous, though, because I'm like, well,
who
what are
y'all
these
seeing? People? Yeah.
Yeah, so then I started turning on my thing, because I'm like, you know, the thing that you can see, like, if someone shares your stuff. Because I'm like, I need to see, like, are y'all sharing? But, like, I'll have those views and nobody will be sharing it. And I'm like, Instagram
it just shows your story
so strange.
That many people.
Right. And I'm like, Instagram, but it's so strange because it'll be like nothing. I didn't post anything. Now, I don't know how people know this, but like every time I have a post like that's me, like if it's like my face or like a picture or something, that one gets more views. But I'm like, how the fuck does that happen?
That always happens.
But it's like, how?
I think it's based on like, I think people are more inclined to like the story, like your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
If it's of you, the more likes you get, the more it shows to other people, or the more the longer someone watches, like looks at your literal story post, the more it'll show your story to other people.
I did not know that. Yeah. Makes so much sense.
So that's why it's like, if you same with me, like if it's a picture of like ourselves, I think people just, especially people that are actually close to us, like it more.
Right.
So then it shows it to strangers who usually also like it more.
Right.
Than like if you were to like repost something or take a picture of something random.
Right. That is interesting. Okay. Did not know that.
And men probably be stopping on the stories, like just watching it look good.
As they should. The fuck? Hello?
But yeah. Let me just say this, actually. I wanted to say this about the episode I recorded by myself.
Okay.
Like, I started, like, that episode made me realize, like, how grateful I am that we're, like, doing this together. It really made me reflect on the fact that, like, we both wanted to do podcasts for so long. So, like, for years, we both separately, like, multiple years, like, we both separately were like, I want to do a podcast, I want to do a podcast, I want to do a podcast. And I was just reflecting on it, and I was like, wow. It was, like, 3 years I wanted to do a podcast and didn't do anything. I think I recorded episode 1, half of it. like once in those 3 years. And you texted me in December and was like, how do you feel about making a podcast?
You were in Atlanta too.
Oh yeah, so it was like right before Christmas.
Yeah.
You texted me that and I was like, hell yeah. And like within a month we had like 3 episodes recorded.
Yeah.
It just made me feel like this was okay, well, first of all, I believe that anything that happens is like what's supposed to happen. That's just like my frame of thinking. Mm-hmm. But it just like showed me how aligned and how like meant to be it was for us to do this together. Because like the fact that neither of us are like people that we're both like pretty determined,
facts,
hardworking people. So it's kind of like not in character to like be planning something and wanting to do something for that long, and neither of us like take the initiative to do it.
Right.
And it's just like crazy, like when we join forces, because it's literally the beginning of February, and this is like the 6th episode we're recording.
Yeah. Crazy.
And and literally it was like December 20 something. You asked me that. So like it hasn't even been 2 months.
Right.
And we have 2 months of content.
Right. And I feel like even though like support is slowly coming in, I feel like we have a lot of support. And I feel like that it's hard to come by, honestly. Like when you because like I was kind of forcing that thing down people's throats. But because I was like, bro, when I would go out, like even when I went out this weekend, I was checking people's phones like, do you follow my podcast? I was trying to get my number.
That is funny.
I was trying to get my number at the
you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
To. Yeah. And I was like, he was like, can I have your number? I said, you can follow my podcast.
That is hilarious.
Like, bitch, like, but yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like we're very much so aligned. I feel like like I said before, like I was just very like nervous. To be completely transparent, obviously I was nervous because of someone else having a podcast that like we know, and I just feel like people were gonna judge and be like, oh, like why are you doing a podcast? Like you're doing a podcast because he has podcasts, like whatever. And it was like, no, like I wanted to do a podcast.
Do you still like feel like? Do you still like sometimes? Does that creep in your head? Sometimes that thought.
Sometimes it does, because I feel like people kind of like, because sometimes I'll see people like watching our story on the podcast page, but they don't follow, and it's like,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, but it's like people from ECU. Yeah.
What? You better follow the page.
And I'm kind of just like, which is fine, whatever. And it's like people are gonna think whatever they want to think. I'm sure people do think this, but there's nothing I can do about it. Like. I'm almost positive I've said I wanted to start a podcast. Like people that know me I've said this for a while, but I think I was just kind of afraid of like what people would think. Yeah. So it makes you feel better to do it with somebody else, because I feel like I'd be way more nervous about that if it was just me.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I think like it's hard to not care what people think. But, like, something that helps me is I'm just, like, when those, like, judging thoughts. Because, honestly, like, those thoughts, you don't know what people think. Like, it's you. Right. You're projecting those thoughts onto other people, and they very well could think those things. Who knows? But you don't know. Right. But what you do know is that, like, you're thinking them about yourself. Mm-hmm. And, like, you're, not you specifically, but, like, any person is, like, or I'll just talk about myself. Like, that's just, like, my inner critic trying to make it seem like everyone else is criticizing me. And it's hard to navigate those feelings because it's like in your head. But I just really had to keep asking myself, just like with anything, like, you know, when I started posting content regularly as well, I would struggle with that in the beginning, like, oh, if I post this, like, this person, like, people are gonna judge me and like da 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 da. And then I would just ask myself, who is gonna judge me? Like, literally, I would ask myself, like, literally, who is gonna judge me? Right. And I would realize that I'm like thinking of people that are so irrelevant to my life. Facts. Like, I would think of like people from like high school. I'm like, why would I care if they judge me? Like, I literally, first of all, they're probably not even thinking about me. Right. Second of all, if they are, I don't care. Like, I don't actually care. And as soon as I like realize that I don't care what the people who I'm scared, like, the people's opinions that I'm, like, thinking about, I don't care about those people and their opinions. It's, like, just post it. Exactly. Just start it. Just do it.
I think you told me that, too, before, though, and I was just kind of, like, exactly. Like, the people that would judge, like, they have no relevance to anything I have going on in life right now. So it's, like, do what you want at the end
And
of
the
the day.
people who are relevant are supportive.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, you don't understand. There were people I didn't have to ask to follow the page. I didn't have to ask them to follow the page. Like, y'all, they did it on their own.
Right.
Because they
I don't have to
wanted
ask them to listen to the episodes.
Right. I don't have to. Like, and the people that were are probably judging or whatever the case may be ain't listened to an episode yet.
Exactly.
So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like,
live your life.
Irrelevant. Yeah, live your life.
That's one thing too. I don't want to get old and look back on my life and think, wow, I live my life according to like assumed thoughts of other people. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, we just have this one life. Like,
Right.
we don't know what's after this. So
also, it's just like, yeah, like thinking about the future, I would probably be sick if I like got to an age where like I couldn't do anything anymore. And I'm like, dang, I wanted to start a podcast so bad and I never did it.
Yeah.
Or even like having the podcast now. Oh, I started a podcast, but I didn't give it my all or didn't stick through with it or whatever the case may
100%.
be. And so now I'm looking back and I'm like regretting.
Yeah.
Which right now I have all the power to do what I need to do with this podcast and let it, get to the level that it needs to get to. So why even let that happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I feel like that's definitely been the motivation. Because when I tell you I didn't want to film this episode today. Ooh,
yeah.
I nearly didn't.
When you, what did you text me? And my, like, the voice in my head was like, take the bait. You were like, we could, like, reschedule or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
I was like, and she didn't take the bait. And I was like, oh.
But then I was just like, no, just sit down. Like, it's not like, what are we doing? We're just sitting down talking.
Right. That's what, we're do
put up the camera, plug in the lights, hook up the mic, and talk.
Just get there, yeah. So I was like, oh, let me rush. Let me get here. But we're here now.
We're here.
So, and I tried to take the easy way out. We didn't do that today. If you could have it your way, who would you be with? Where would you be? And what would you be doing?
This could be a lazy answer, but I'm cool right here doing this with you right now.
Oh, it means right now. I thought it just meant in life.
Oh, and like the grand scheme of
thinking.
life. All right, hold on. Let me change my answer.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, here.
Like,
it's like, where else?
Yeah, literally. I was like, I don't know if I'm being lazy, but my imagination is not working. I'm cool where I am.
But I was thinking in life, though. I already put the card back, so I can't read it.
In life, no. Who would I be with? Where would I be? And what would I be doing? Okay, let me just describe my dream life for you guys. Everything that I do at this moment in time is so that I can get to this moment I'm about to describe. Mm-hmm. I want to be on my farm in my commune with my soulmate and our kids. Freaking, I don't know what we doing. We freaking getting eggs out the chicken coop. I don't know. That's what I'm doing.
That's your dream? Okay,
that is my dream. Oh no, we're like in the sun, like walking in the forest behind our house, like in the sun.
That's hilarious.
That's what I want to be doing.
I think mine is similar though. Besides like the farm thing, I'm not really like a farm type of girl. Can't do that. But if I could have my way, I would be with my soulmate, married. Okay, like I'm so tired of the dating world. It's not even funny. Soulmate, married, kids, beautiful home. Not in Charlotte. Probably. Ooh, if I could be anywhere. Would I be out of the country? Maybe out of the country? I would be, if I had to stay in the United States, probably, I want more of the city. So, I don't know, maybe New York.
You want a house in the city?
Yeah.
Okay, dream big, girl.
Like not like a house though. You know what I mean? Like maybe a penthouse, something like that.
Okay,
like,
period.
I would love that. Shoot. But yeah, I really like you said, everything I'm doing now is to prepare me to get to that. Mm-hmm. Like I'm ready to be married. I fear.
You're ready to be married?
I don't know if I'm ready to be a mom, but I am ready to be married. I want to be a mom, but I don't know about right now.
I want to be a mom. I have always wanted to, I've always loved kids, even when I was a kid. Like, I've always loved children. Like, kids younger than me. Like, if I was, like, 8, I loved, like, 3-year-olds, you know? And But lately, I've been so pessimistic, Mia. This is like the first time in my life. Well, when I was like a preteen teenager, I used to be like, I'm only having kids so I can have grandkids. But now I'm like actually considering like not having kids. Or like, I want kids, but I'm like becoming okay with the idea of not having kids.
Yeah.
Because I am just, I'm not like optimistic about the world. And like, not only like politically and like our country, that's a whole other topic, but just like the environment, the earth is becoming more and more, like less and less habitable for humans.
Right.
And the more I research this, which I'm like trying actually to not seek this information out anymore, because I think I have sought out enough information on it that I'm like, okay, I get it. But like, I'm like realizing how I'm realizing the impending doom. And I'm like, am I gonna bring my children, am I gonna like have humans that I raise in this? And like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic, but I think I'm also just being realistic.
It's realistic though. I mean, you see the state of our world right now?
Because I'm like,
our country, first of all.
Our country, yes.
Yeah.
That is like that's like, we'll see where this goes.
I used to want to, before this election, I wanted to like have kids within the next like 2 years, like shortly. Oof. But now I'm like, let me wait till after these 4 years.
I don't think I'll have kids before 30. If I do, it was an accident.
Girl, we had 30 basically 2 years.
Exactly. So if I have a kid before 30, it was definitely an accident.
Yeah, facts though. But yeah, like I used to want kids so badly that I like didn't even care if I was married. I was like,
Actually, yeah, me too. Me
was
too.
Like, I want kids. I don't care if I'm married or not. Like,
yeah. My perspective on that has completely changed.
Completely.
I will not be raising children alone.
Listen, honey, I almost did. Not alone, but I almost did it before marriage, and I'm glad things happen for a reason, because I am so glad that I did not go through with that. Because my perspective on that has changed so much. Like, I feel like I will not bring a child into like something that is like I'm not with the father, or like we're not married, or that sort of thing,
and I'm not marrying anyone that I'm not confident in their role
as a father. I have that listed. Well, when I had my list, because I had to get rid of that, but it was like, I know that they will be a good father.
Yeah,
that was like, I mean, it's still kind of a requirement. Like, it's still a requirement, because I need you to be able to show like I think I am very like affectionate when it comes to like my niece and nephew, so I don't think I would have a problem like being affectionate towards like my child. But I do think that like my dad was not super affectionate with us growing up. Mm-hmm. So I'm not, when I talk about my parents, like my parents were great parents. I'm never gonna say they weren't, but I think I always kind of like wanted that sort of like relationship with my dad, like that like affectionate and like like sort of relationship, and I want that for I have to have that for my kids. I have to.
Girl, that was like one of the things when I like first moved to Spain. This is when I was like, I need to change my mindset. I saw a dad and like his son was young, maybe like 7. He was young, but he wasn't like a baby.
Yeah.
And they were being like so physically affectionate, and he was like kissing him everywhere and like da da da. And I was like taken aback at first, like, that's kind of weird. Yeah. But then I was like, as soon as I thought that, I was like, why is that weird? That's not weird.
Right.
Like, that's how a parent and a child should be. Right. But I think because it's a father and a son, and like we don't see that often in our culture, like I was just like, yeah, this is not weird. Like, it's weird that I think this is weird.
Right. That's how I feel too. I'm like, or like even they'll do the same things with like fathers and like their like girl child. Yeah. Like the same thing. Like if they're like being too affectionate, they're like, oh, this is weird.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, like, try to like sexualize it, which I find extremely strange.
Ugh, like what is wrong with y'all? But
no, but for that just tells me like you have a very your relationship with whoever your father figure is must be
a little rocky now.
Yeah, because or maybe I feel like that viewpoint also comes a lot from people who don't have a father figure.
Right.
So then they see men. I mean, like, I think as girls we are trained to see grown men as like be cautious.
Right.
So I get it, but like at the same time, your father should be affectionate towards you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just that is like a super big requirement for me that like I don't know. You gotta be affectionate. If you ain't affectionate towards me already, I know you ain't gonna be affectionate towards my kids. Like
my mom's like number one advice when we were growing up, like she always said this, and it never really stuck until I became an adult or like saw like my friends have kids or like whatever, was be careful who you reproduce with. Because you're locked in with that person for life.
For life.
And even if they abandon you and your child, you are locked in with their actions for life.
Right.
Like, you are now dealing with their effect for life.
Girl, I work in family law. I see that shit all the time. And it's like, you it's so hard because, like, people will put their own needs above, like, whatever the situation is. So, like, they really want a kid. I'm going to keep this kid because... whatever. But, like, long-term repercussion is that you had kids, let's just say, with a narcissist.
Yeah.
And then now what? Like, and you have to be careful with who you reproduce with because that is going to come off on your kids. You're not going to be the only one dealing with this. Exactly. But your kids are also going to see one day that their father is a narcissist or the way they act.
And especially if that parent that is the narcissist or whoever, whatever, is present in the child's life, like, your child could very well just become that person.
Yeah. Especially, like, boys, they typically want to be like their dad.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of thing. So, I don't know. But you gotta be careful. That's why, it's just, I see this situation, like, all the time. And it's like, you won't have a choice one day. Like, you won't have a choice from the time you do it, but... I mean,
what do you mean you won't have a choice?
Who you have to be tied with for the rest of your life. It's not like you can you can block your baby mama or your baby daddy. Right. Like, you can't do that.
Once you have a child with that person,
you gotta stay in contact. You're locked in, and it's not 18 years like people think. It's the rest of their life. You're always gonna have to marriage, college graduation. Y'all are gonna have to see each other constantly. When have a child, you wouldn't probably have to deal with it, but I mean. And kids are blessings, so like I never want to say like regret. I never like to use that word, but like sometimes people will kind of regret, I guess, who they reproduce with. But
yeah, for sure,
it is. I don't know. At the end of the day, just be more careful. That's all you got to do. It's just you could have prevented it. You could have. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sometimes people want to have kids with those people,
and then something happens, and then or they change. And it's like,
or they always were that person and people are blind. I think also when you have kids with someone, obviously this from someone who doesn't have kids with anybody.
Yes.
But like just like from seeing other people's experiences, like sometimes people think children are gonna like fix a relationship.
Oh my God, they will make it worse. I'm here to tell you now.
It's going to highlight every flaw you have in your relationship is going to be maximized by this responsibility. This is like the biggest responsibility of life.
You're responsible for someone else's
You're
life.
responsible for a human. You're like literally responsible for the development of a human.
Right.
That is not to be taken lightly.
Yeah.
And that is not to be done with just anyone.
Facts. Because I'm like, this topic is so like, because it's like you can sit here and have kids with somebody that you probably maybe you really like them, whatever the case may be, and I don't like to use the word trapped, but I feel like sometimes people will use kids as a way to keep someone in a relationship or keep them at least around, or maybe get to a relationship one day. Pregnancy, postpartum, those sort of things will literally bring the worst out of somebody. Like, bring the absolute worst out of someone. And it's like now, like I said, I don't like to use the word regret, but it's like now you did this thinking that it was going to fix the relationship when in reality it made it 10 times worse. And now you have to be stuck with this person. So
and you have to raise this other person.
Yeah, and you have to raise this person.
Like, that is...
And unfortunately, like, statistics, like, really, the society makes it hard for, like, men to feel like they have to be there.
Yeah.
Because they always feel
it's
like
so
they have
prevalent.
a choice. Right. Or so, like, it's just so, like, something that we're accustomed to, like, men not being there.
Yeah.
And so they feel like they have a choice when then you're stuck by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like interesting. Men like there's like this unsaid choice of like if you're gonna stick around to be a father, and like women don't have that. And like think about how much worse a woman who abandoned her kids is looked at than like a man who abandons their kids.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. That's society though. But I'm like,
and even like men who stick around, like the weight of responsibilities is so different. Like what is like accepted as like what a good father is in our society is just like literally like being there and like maybe providing financially.
I was gonna say that, financially providing,
and then like you are now a good father, and like you like sometimes play with the kids when you get home from work a little bit, like here and there, whatever.
Nah, you need to be in there changing them diapers.
I will not reproduce with someone that I don't have full belief that you are going to step up to the plate how you need to.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not carrying this. Like, there's so much, like, what is that? What is that? There's like literal term for the like burden that women carry in the home and like keeping up with like domestic tasks and childcare tasks. And it's just like, it's like the invisible burden or something. Invisible, whatever. It doesn't matter. The whole point is like, it's easy in heterosexual relationships for men and women to fall into the trap where like women are taking care of everything, and then like anything that a man is like taking care of outside of like finances, the woman has to like direct them to do it.
Yeah, I don't have time.
I'm not doing that.
I don't have time for that.
I'm not nagging you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not asking you. This is your home. These are your kids. I don't want to be the like captain of my household.
Right.
I want it to be like we're co-captains.
Yeah.
You know just as much as I know of what to do around here. Right. I don't want to be the one that's like leading a grown-up to take care of their own
child. But that's what I think a lot of people like will get confused sometimes. Like let me just speak about one thing, because a lot of times people my sister does this. She'll like, I think what happens is like my family will like ask her or something, like be like, oh, where is like Trace or like whatever, like, or who's gonna watch Trace? What do you mean watch? Like, yeah. So she's like, I'm going, like I'm out of here. Like, his daddy home, bye. Like, like I'm not gonna ask him to watch nobody that's his. Yeah. Like,
yeah. Sometimes people use the term babysit.
No, that's
and they're like talking about the father.
He's at home with his daddy. I don't want to ask nobody to go nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, what? No. So I find that interesting though, because oftentimes like people will use that like, oh, he's gonna babysit his child. It's his child. Yeah. Like he's gonna be spending time with his child. It's not watching or nothing. You're spending time. Yeah. Just like I did. Like.
You're raising your child.
Right, you're literally raising. Like, why is that? But it's, you're not asking me if I'm babysitting my child. Yeah. You asking him. It's crazy. But yeah, no. That's wild. Yeah. Baby mama, baby daddy culture.
How can you become a better person?
You know, I think about this a lot, though. I think, like, for me, I think I actively try to be a better person, but I think also, like, I get in my own way sometimes. So I oftentimes, like, if I think about doing something for somebody, I always think, oh, well, will this person do it for me? And not doing it just because I want to. You know what I mean? So I think, first of all, I think it would make me a better person not to just, like, always be thinking about, like, what the next person thinks. But also, I feel like, in general, like, being a better person, yeah, but I also feel like I sometimes could be a better friend. And, like, I feel like for instance, like, I feel like I do a bad job of checking in on people and making sure they're good. So, like, it's kind of hard. Like, it's hard for me to talk to people like about their feelings sometimes. So when I want to do check-ins or like someone's going through a hard time, it's like sometimes I don't really know what to say.
Yeah,
Like I don't, especially if you start crying, I'm like, oh, I didn't know we were going there. So I don't know. I feel like maybe just getting. Well, here's a good answer: getting more comfortable with my emotions and other people's emotions.
It's interesting you asked this like this, or you answered this question like this, because when I asked the question, it raised another question that I actually had for you. Mm-hmm. Was like how, because I was thinking this when your aunt passed, like, because with you it's difficult. I'm like, she don't really like people touching her, and I'm like, like as in like hugging her and stuff. But I was just like thinking like how, like for you, what is a supportive friend? Like what is a way a friend would be supportive to you in a time when you want or need support or are going through a difficult time?
Yeah, because I don't like talk about it either.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't really know what to do right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Distraction. I think maybe. Yeah, like if you can get me out of the house, or like even if we're just like sitting and like doing nothing or like watching something, like just because I like to be in the presence of people.
Yeah.
Which like I'm not gonna say I don't like affection, because I feel like I don't know, it's just funny to like do it to certain people, like hug on certain people, but when other people are super affectionate towards me, I get a little uncomfortable. But like I had a friend in law school and she was like super like did not like hugs or anything, but I used to hug her all the time.
I remember
I used to hug her all the time because it was just funny, like that she didn't like it. But
that's kind of how we are.
Yeah, I'm like, I think you just do it because I don't like it, but
I like it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you and Bree. I'm just like but yeah. But I just feel like, yeah, like distraction would probably be it for me. And like, I just need to, like, I like to do things. So I don't want to sit in like my own like sorrow.
Yeah.
I want to like go out and experience life still. So probably that. What about you?
I'm like the opposite but the same. I would rather someone come to me in my home, because I most likely will not want to leave my house. And I'm not like someone that's gonna like go out when they're sad. I barely go out when I'm happy. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I guess if I was like dealing with a really hard time, yeah, I would want someone to just be with me, but like in my space.
Yeah.
And like yesterday, for example, Nandi came and like picked me up, and like we went to the sauna, and that was like so helpful, and I just was like really grateful for that. Because I was just like, ugh, I'm not leaving this house. I can't drive. Like, I just can't. She's like, oh, I'll come pick you up and we can go get food and go to the sauna. And, like, something simple like that. Because I love my friends. Like,
yeah, same.
I love to be around. Like, the people who are, like, close to me in life, like, y'all are close to me for a reason. Like, I love being around y'all. I don't really get sick of people. I mean, maybe if we, like, live together or something, I would get sick of y'all. But, you know, like, I just like to be around my friends and have some food and kind of rot on the couch.
Yeah. I like that. Like, food especially. I'm like, yeah, get some food. Like, I'm like, look, give me a little drinky drink. Like, that'll do it for me. I ain't gonna lie. So
I think acts of service is my love language when I'm, like, dealing with hard things, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Ooh, let me think. That's a good question. Love language during that time?
Because, like, typically my love language would be, like, physical affection, words of affirmation. But if I'm, like, going through it, like, acts of service just, like, it lightens the load, I guess. That's why.
I think acts of service is always fine. I think that's what, like, I definitely, need people to, like, lighten the load a lot of the time. But, shit, I like me a little gift.
I'm crying.
I like me a little gift.
Like, let me just throw that in there.
But like, no, not like that.
No,
like,
no,
I feel
know.
like people always think it's like materialistic, but it's more so like
the thoughtfulness.
Like what we talked about last time. Like you see something I like, and even if it's like $1 and you get it, like that I like that. Sort of thing.
I like to know that like you're like someone is even thinking about me at their trip to the Dollar Tree. You know?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I didn't answer the question though.
Yeah.
What was that? How can I be a better person? So the thing that just like is only coming to my mind, so I guess I should say it, is like I feel like I'm becoming and being the best person that I can in this moment, but I feel like I can be better with my family specifically. I think a lot of times my family, like, just my family members, like, will trigger me, and it just, like, they can, like, really get, like, irritate me, and it'll be, like, little things that I know are, like, not serious, but, like, sometimes it just, like, really grinds my gears, and I feel like sometimes I can take out my frustrations, like, more than I should on them. Because I feel like I'm a good friend. I try to be the best friend I can, because it's hard, though. Like, checking in on people can be hard when you're, so, like, wrapped up in your own life, and, like, there's so many people to check in on. Right. So I do my best with that. I'm not that great at responding to messages, but also I don't think we should have so much, like, right to people's attention, like we do these days. But yeah, I think I could be a better person to my family, like, just a more patient. I think I could be more patient with them.
Yeah, I definitely. Patience is a hard one.
It's hard,
but you know what it is? I think I bring them up. Why do I bring them up every sentence? But, like, my niece and nephew taught me a lot about patience. I ain't gonna lie.
Kids will teach you some patience, because boy,
they be testing it.
Ooh, they be testing it. That is a fact. Working with kids is what taught me patience, for sure, for real. I actually used to say that a lot when I worked in education, because if you don't have patience, your life with kids is miserable.
Yeah, which, like, mind you, like, I still, like, my patience is very subjective. Like, it still ain't taught me with adults. Or, like, men, I don't have any patience. I really don't. I, like, just get it. Or, like, people in general, I like for things to get done. Like, if you're not getting it done, then that's going to be an issue. Like, if I ask you, bro, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be a problem. Well, guys,
that's the end of this episode.
Our random episode.
Our random chill, down bad, but still living.
Still here. Episode. We still here. But yeah, tune in for the next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a review, leave a rating. And if you have any suggestions, you can also DM, because I don't think anybody's done this yet, but, like, DM any sort of, like, suggestions, or if you want to be a guest.
Yeah, share with a friend as well.
Yeah, share it with a friend. Post it on your story. Do what you gotta do. If you feel like a friend could relate to the episodes that we drop, you should definitely send it to them. Maybe it'll help them feel a little bit better. Other than that, tune in for the next episode. Bye.
Love y'all. Bye.